So guys, this is Daniel from I Am Vanguard.
This is David from I Am Vanguard.
And we're here to do some question and answer. Just came up with this idea. So,
Just to let us know who we are, since you guys don't see us in camera. You see me a lot, you don't see him a lot. So we're just kind of introducing ourselves to you guys.
So first the question that we'll answer is how did we get into Vanguard?
Well, I mean, I guess I started as a Vanguard. I started as a Yu-Gi-Oh channel, but went to Vanguard. But how I started Vanguard in general would be like, I think it was after the one format of Yu-Gi-Oh. If you guys don't, I'm pretty sure some of you played Yu-Gi-Oh and switched over like we did. It was the March 2012 format.
Either case, that was probably when a lot of
wind-ups came out, basically.
That was also like when a lot of surge of players came from Yu-Gi-Oh into Vanguard, probably.
Right, so that's when I started really, but started to enjoy it. I started from set 1 from English, so I pretty know a little more than people that came later on, but like I got into Japanese meta later on.
I think I got into Vanguard when set 6 came out, the Breaker of Limits. That was when the Limit Break was also all coming out and stuff, and people were going crazy over Gold Paladins. And he introduced me to Vanguard, and the first deck that I made was Tsukuyomi, but it was not until much later that I actually completed it because set 3 came out much later, but yeah, Tsukuyomi is my first deck.
Before we get any further, if you guys always are curious about our who is who, the one with the 0 mat
Phase 0 mat
is him.
is me.
And then with the Yu-Gi-Oh! Infinity mat, which I'm going to change it later, is me, the one that does Vanguard. It offends some of you, but why have we started on the Japanese meta?
Well, I think I'm the one who actually proposed this to him first. I was just starting to think about getting into just Japanese cards because, well, I go to college and there really isn't much opportunity for me to go to actual official tournaments, let alone local tournaments, which is only during the, my vacation or holidays. So, I was just like, you know what, if I'm just gonna play this but not get to really go to any tournaments, then I might as well just play whatever I want, since I can also read Japanese to an extent as well. So it really wasn't much of a problem for me. And you know what? It's more exciting to play the cards that just comes out than, just waiting for it. And yeah, so, and I kind of gave him the advice to just run the Japanese deck as well because he was also,
I was interested in Revengers basically, and I just wanted to try out one, and then it seems like I was enjoying the Japanese meta more than the English format.
Basically, both of our schedules were just too hectic for us to really care about any official tournament anyway. So
I mean, he goes to school. I work 6 days a week, which is almost all my time. So
I do plan on making some English decks in the future, but it's just because they're mostly going to be some cheap decks that people are not going to want out of those packs. So,
right.
But in all likelihood, I will probably not be participating in the tournaments that much. I hope I will be able to in the future once my schedule opens up. But at the moment, I'm enjoying what I'm doing right now. And so is he. So.
I guess he kind of talked half of what I was gonna say, anyways. But yeah, he got me into the Japanese meta basically, which I thought was interesting because I was kind of getting sick of the English format. But like, I mean, it's not like it's boring, but like, I'm just kind of done with the English format. That's how I felt toward the game. And then the Break Ride started to come out, and I was like, oh, okay, this is new. It'll probably teach me more than I'm learning right now. So just jumped into it, started to enjoy it. Playing a bunch of fun decks right now, and yeah, that's how I got into it. And plus, I think that's how I got to meet all you guys, like subscriber wise. So I think I actually like it better. How's the meta right now in the Japanese format? I know you're more into the Japanese format than I am. Like, because you speak Japanese, kind of understand it than I
More
do.
like I go onto those sites more often, but it's probably going to disappoint a lot of you, and some of you probably know this already, but Chaos Breaker Dragon is pretty much dominating the meta right now, along with Revengers. I think the last BGCS tournament, that was last week, maybe, I think, but the top 4 was Chaos Breaker, Chaos Breaker, Chaos Breaker, and Dimensional Robos. And then top 8 consisted of, I think, Aqua Force, Angel Feather, Revenger, Green Nature. I can't really remember from the top of my head, but I know Angel Feather was in there. But it didn't run on Ramio Reverse, so.
But basically, if we wrap it up, it's Chaos Breaker Dragon.
Yeah, and Revengers. But people seem to hate Chaos Breaker more than they do Revengers for some reason. But this is pretty much also what happened when Descendant came out in January, or was it February? But when Descendant came out as well, like people overplayed it, and that's why it got banned or restricted. But it was also on the mistake of Bushiroad, because it was pretty much a design mistake since, well, you really can't do anything against Descendants, so. But
same with Chaos Breaker though, to be honest, like.
Yeah, but the thing about restricting those kind of cards to 2 is that it really doesn't matter at the end, because those are all late game cards, so you're gonna draw into them anyway in the late game, so it really doesn't affect it. If there's gonna be any kind of problem cards, it's the break rides themselves, like Infinite Zero Dragon, as I talked about in my discussion. But it's not like all break rides are a problem, but it's what they do for the deck as a whole. For example, Vowing Sword Dragon is not a problem at all, because it doesn't have much of a synergy with the Descendant. Although it does have a good synergy with Gauntlet Buster. But it's all about the synergy, and that's what makes the deck that much more dangerous. And that's what Infinite Zero exactly does for Link Joker.
I mean, I'm not really used to the Japanese meta. Of course I know what's good when what's bad, but just my opinion, meta, I know I made a discussion rant-ish video, just meta in total, every game, I mean, I'm playing like 4 games right now, different games, but like every game has a broken card, a broken deck, like it exists any other game, like, so I don't think we should just, like I said, like play whatever you want, because like it's every deck's gonna be broken, like, plus in the English format you don't really see the hyped decks topping. It's more like the decks that the people wanted that top, like, just random Nova Grapplers or Aqua Force.
Yeah. The thing about the results that I've really seen that distinguished it from Japanese meta recently, especially from all the English cards tournament results, is that I come to the conclusion that there's a lot more bandwagoning in Japan than it does in the States, especially because in the States we've seen a lot more variety than Japan ever did.
Right.
Like we've seen.
I mean, Overlord Yen, we didn't even see it until like one or few times, like in the game.
Yeah, and in the recent New York qualifier, I think it was Tsukuyomi and Zeal at the top 2, and then they were like, Bermuda Triangles, and then there were also Neo Nectar at the Australian qualifier. I'm not sure, but I know Neo Nectar top 2 in one of the qualifiers. But, I've seen a lot more diversity in English than Japan, so, yeah, it's kind of depressing when you see it that way. But, what can you do? Japanese people kind of have more, how should I say this, much more, they just, as I said, they just bandwagon the powerful cards that come out more than, than they do in the States. Especially the restaging Vanguards. So that's why Descendant was like, bandwagon like hell. And which is also what I'm afraid will come in set 14 when Minerva of Genesis will come out. But
alright, well, speaking of broken cards, we have a few decks, or the cards that represent the decks. How about you start what you have? This is like what we have in our channel, so if you guys want to match up, just pick out of these.
Yeah, and if there's anything that we don't have here, then yeah, we probably can't do a matchup, or at least it'll be kind of hard for us to. But
we'll find people that.
I don't know if you guys can see it, but this is my Battle Sister deck's Monica. This is Tsukuyomi, my first deck that I built. This is Himiko of Genesis. Himiko, I'll probably play even if the new Genesis cards come out, because she just has a really great effect, like a Soul Saber Dragon.
Right.
Descendant, the problem card of the beginning of
Yes,
2013.
2 problem cards.
But the thing is that the new Genesis Ace that's coming out is actually, in a way, more broken than Descendant. So we'll see how that goes. And the problem child of the recent 20s, Chaos Breaker Dragon.
Chaos Breaker, I hate that card.
And then we have Hexagonal Vegas, the really nifty break ride of Oracle Think Tank. And I really like her.
Well, mine's kind of mixed up. I had to see, so I'm in a different angle. But as you know, I have my English deck, which is the Phantom Blaster Overlord, which represents the Shadow Paladins. And I got the new Shadow Paladins, which are the Revenger archetypes, or Legion, the Raging Form Dragon, and I have Ultimate Dimensional Robo Great Ayusha, which is my competitive deck in the English format, which I've done really well with it, so it's really good. I have Self Dragon Dreadmaster as my key card for my Nuwatamas, because I think this is the main card. I have Nuwatamas. I have Reverse Ayusha, which is the other fun deck. And then lastly, I have my Bad Andragor, which is one of my favorite decks also.
So, if there's a what is your favorite deck to play out of these then?
To be honest, it was Shadow Paladins before. Like, I saw the other cards that came out, but like, if I had to pick out of all the decks I have, my favorite card would still be Raging Form though.
Raging Form, yeah.
Revengers.
What is it about them that you like?
Revengers has that consistency, and plus I don't like. If you know me, I mean, I'm pretty sure you know me well because we've been friends, but I hate the card. I mean, like, I'm not rogue or anything. I just hate the Narukamis and the Kagero clan because I just think they don't do anything. Like, they just kind of make the opponent depressing. Like, they just retire all the units and just sit there, which I found really boring. But like with this deck, like, there's more synergy to the deck. Like, you can do more stuff. Yeah. Like, all the decks I have, if you see, they do stuff. Like, they don't sit and push
each of them has a purpose.
Right.
Yeah.
I know, like, one of my friends, Domino Paris 21, which is probably the person that, you know, he's a great fan of Kageros. He likes decks that are just plain straight what they do. So, and I know what's your favorite card, because I know you're a little different from what I play.
Well, as I said before, my favorite card, well, maybe I didn't say it, but my favorite card is Himiko, obviously, but, well, I guess the main reason is because of her art. She's pretty. But the thing about that I like about Himiko is that it's not just the break ride, but it's also a Soul Saber effect in giving 5,000 to each column, or just one column alone, and that's going to force a lot of people's hand. The problem that Genesis had in general was that it really couldn't hit for really big numbers.
Right, as an opponent, I didn't have a problem guarding.
And it's pretty fragile as a whole, like, because the soul charging mechanic itself is already inconsistent to begin with, because you don't know what you're soul charging. But if I'm going to give a little sneak peek for the set 14 cards that are being released, is that there's like cards that synergize with the soul more, or utilize the soul more. Like, when you guard with this card, I think it was Cider, then from then on, the Sacred Regalia Vanguard gets the ability to soul charge anything that goes into your guardian circle, which means that you can selectively soul charge. And there are also cards that when it's soul blasted, you can soul charge too. So there's a lot more cards that are coming out in set 14 that's going to support Genesis. And there's also Minerva, who restands herself, which is, I don't know how to feel about it, but hey, it's something. Genesis got something. So it's going to have a lot of synergy. You know, restanding Vanguard with big columns made by Himiko is going to be a real threat. So yeah, Genesis is pretty much my favorite clan. It used to be Tsukuyomi, but, you know, Oracle Think Tank kind of had their run with me. It's not like I don't hate them anymore, but, you know, Genesis became more fun for me to play in general.
Right, I mean, Shadow Paladins was fun. Like, for me, it wasn't competitive, it was fun. That's how I got into Shadows in the first place, and I saw Avengers. That's how. I mean, I think with the other people, like the other not you, Vanguard tubers, like they play their favorite clan as their main. Like they don't play the meta. I know some people play the meta, but like people that enjoy just play with what they have. Enjoy the clan they have.
Yeah, I mean
that makes the player they are. So.
Yeah, just because you play meta doesn't mean that you're not enjoying it. Like yeah.
Did I tell you about my one match?
Yeah.
I rushed with Dayusha and I won a DN deck easily.
Just because someone plays the end or some kind of meta deck doesn't mean that everyone is kind of a bandwagon. There are some people who actually do play because they really genuinely enjoy the deck. Like
Domino Paris,
Domino.
He loves Kagura. Like ever since it came out, he loved it. All right. Well, let's see what we have. Support card that you want from any clan that you choose. So this is like something that we did in the Zakuro's channel, which I kind of wish for a Nubatama perfect card, and it came out, so I'm happy.
Yeah.
I got my wish come true. I know you have something that you want, and I'm gonna pick a new one since mine's already out.
Well, I kind of already talked about Genesis. Like, the thing that I wanted for Genesis was that they would hit 4 big numbers, and it's not exactly what we got, but we got.
Do you still want a Genesis Silent Hall? Like you said before.
I would want it, but I think I'm gonna get a lot of flame for it. But I can't really say that any of these decks really require that much support at the moment, especially Link Joker and Narukami or Eradicators.
Or Revengers, to be honest.
Well, Revengers might get more support. Right now, at the moment,
even
though they have good support, the thing about it is that it's just that, like, there's no variety in the deck build itself.
Right.
So it would be nice if they can get like some kind of a new ace, or actually they do have a new ace. Actually, it's a Deermund. Cursed Lancer, Deermund or something. Yeah, that's also a pretty nifty ace to run as well if you guys are looking to run Revengers in the future.
I like Raging Form.
Yeah.
But yeah, how about you? I gotta pick one.
But if there's also a support that I would want for any of these, would be the Magus. Magus, I don't know. I personally want some more Magus triggers because
so you can feel it and then kind of crit them at the same time while
it's not like this clan or Legion requires that much of a special counterblast, but it'd just be nice, and also because there's only heal triggers that are Magus. So, but yeah, Magus. The weakness for Magus is that you're revealing cards before you attack them, so your opponent knows what's coming.
Right.
But if there's a way to kind of like see the card without revealing it to them, that would be more nifty, I guess.
If I have to choose, I guess I want to keep going with the Nubatama since one came true, maybe another one would. Plus, I think I have a little more love towards Nubatamas now since, it's actually good. Of course, I made a few misplays before, but it's because I can't read Japanese. He got me into the Japanese stuff, so I don't understand it, but I have to look it up again and again. But, right.
Yeah.
But Nubatamas, I would prefer more cards because...
More triggers.
Yes, please. At least triggers. Another crit or stand. I prefer stand because it's kind of fun with this deck. This deck, it does a lot of stuff with the stands. But, a critical is fine. A draw is fine too. Just give something with the triggers.
Other than the rainbow.
Right, the rainbow is kind of hard to use.
The thing about Nubatama is that it's still doing well even with the rainbow triggers. I've seen Nubatama top a little bit in the tourney in Japan as well.
What?
So, yeah.
Oh, wow. Alright, well, I think I'll be topping with this. Maybe in Japan.
It's really not going to be that expensive to build either.
It cost me like $80 for the whole set.
When set 13 comes out in States, so.
Alright, I think we talked about, we talked about this. We kind of wrapped it up, but if we kind of talk the difference between Japanese and English, we did talk about it a little bit, but you can kind of go through it if you want.
We can also talk about what came out in English recently as well. Break Rides just got introduced more. Well, Bermuda Triangle got the Break Ride first, but it got more available to more classes, well, Narcomic Wolf Paladin specifically, but that definitely changed up all the decks and how they should play against it as well. The thing that we really do have to say about Break Ride is that it really does make the game faster.
Yeah.
More
I mean,
faster.
it doesn't take long, like, it's not long and boring. That's why I like the game. I mean, that's why I like the Break Ride, but like, I really hate this one card. That's it. Like, I hate that one card and I'm fine with it.
Well, that's kind of off topic, but like, the thing about the break rides is that you really do have to now watch how much your damage is before they break ride, because you are either you're going to take it or you're going to perfect guard it. As I'm pretty sure many of you know by now, like looking at the tourney results and looking at some other people play the deck. So it's not like the break ride is going to break the game at all. You just have to play your way around it and adapt to it. That's pretty much what good players will do.
Right.
You know, I mean, both of us make mistakes. I misplay all the time. If I'm just having.
I don't understand. That's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, I misplay a lot of times because you know, sometimes I just get caught up in the game because I'm just having a lot of fun, and also because I mean, it's not like I'm not that good of a player like some other people, but I just have fun doing it.
I mean, to be honest, like. Tournament-wise, like, I mean, he goes to tournaments, I go to tournaments sometimes too. Like, I mean, I do...
When we have time in local...
I mean, he actually does okay with the decks that he's confident wins. Like, just decks that he hasn't tried, he doesn't know about it, so I mean, that's when you actually went, like, what, top 8, I think, the lowest.
Yeah.
But we usually make top 8 in any local tournament because we know how the game runs. And there's a lot of new players, which, I mean... It's a good thing because everyone's getting to Vanguard, so.
Yeah. Is that all that we have to talk about?
Yeah, so, I mean, I guess we'll just do a little ending thing where, he has school, I have work. We try to post as much we can, so I mean, please,
yeah, and feedbacks are welcome. Don't be afraid. I welcome all, like, misplay comments. I might sound like a bit of a kind of like, it might sound like I'm snapping back at some people sometimes, but I do, like, I want to see people, point out my mistakes in the play.
I mean, we want to know what we made, like, mistake-wise, because, I mean, I know a lot of good subscribers of mine commented on my Nubatama plays because, I didn't know the effects. Same with my Spike Brothers. It's because I'm starting to use Japanese cards, which I'm not used to, so I'm always glad to hear those comments, and I try to reply back. And even if you message me, I try to look at my messages, but messages are welcome too.
Yeah, same for my Link Joker deck as well. When I played Nebula Lord, I just had the deck, so I wasn't really that familiar with it yet. So, and also because, because I just got the deck, so...
Right, I mean...
we're always trying to get better by looking at all you guys' comments, and we really appreciate it. So... don't feel bad about, if you have to point out mistakes, we welcome it, and we'll try to get better, from your guys' feedbacks, and also looking at our own, plays and stuff.
Do you have any shoutouts for players that, maybe I'll call mine because I'm friends with Domino Pairs 21 or like in 36. And then we have some other small channels, Zakuro or Ziho, did he change it to?
Whatever,
we'll comment it down, or we'll put it up or somewhere. And then Organization Mars, you guys are great channels. You do fun stuff, especially that Ghetto Vanguard. I'm all into that thing. Hope you guys put it up.
Yeah, definitely check out all those channels if you haven't yet, because they're great people. They're great Vanguard players, and they've also helped us a lot too.
Right. And I think that's it. All I can say is just comment, rate, subscribe on our channel, and Image the victory, I am Vanguard. That was kind of lame.